Oh man, where do I begin? Where do I begin? I just keep thinking to myself, like, growing up, the liberals would always say, like, America is the only country that has these problems. America is the only country that has these problems, you know. This is like, and the liberals, they want to be truthers. They want to call, oh, this is staged, right? Oh, this is staged. Like everything else isn't. the, every 2 years when Donald Trump fakes an attempt on his life, that's when the liberals are like, wait a minute, guys, this is staged. And so they're truthers for like 10 minutes out of the year. For like 10 minutes out of the year, they're truthers, and they're conspiracy theorists, and it's just like, uh like, I'm telling y'all, being a truther is a losing game. Like, this is the only country where someone can fake an attempt on his life 4 times. And you know why? This is the country. We teach our children about Santa Claus. We teach our children about the Easter Bunny. We teach our children about, I can't say it, but I can't say it, but like, if we didn't teach our kids about Santa Claus for 1 year, like if there was just 1 year where all the parents told their kids, actually, like, there is no Santa Claus, like the US dollar would collapse. We'd be offing each other in the streets for loaves of bread. Like, we need a stupid country. Like, we need a stupid country, and that's where you look at the truthers and you almost get into the re-education camp, like Chinese democracy thing, because it's like, dude, like, like, we need a nation full of idiots, man. This whole country is a giant house of cards built on bullshit. I talked to my dad. He's in his 60s, late 60s, about 9/11. And I was like, well, how did the third building get knocked down? And he was like, what third building? And I was like, the third building that fell on 9/11. How did that one get knocked down? And he thought only the Twin Towers fell. Like, I mean, this guy is like a hardcore religious conservative. He supported the war and, Iraq and Afghanistan and all that, voted for Bush and all that. Called me a crazy Democrat because I questioned 9/11. And then he tells me 25 years later, he didn't know a third building fell. Didn't know a third building fell. And it's just like, bruh, like, the liberals, they're truthers for 5 minutes, man. Like, you can't be a truther for 5 minutes. You can't be a Christian who just goes to church on Easter. Donald Trump faking an attempt on his life is Easter for these liberals. That's the one time they wake up and they're like, oh, this is staged. This is staged. It's like, it's all staged, man. And the liberals, they call Donald Trump, they call the MAGA people a cult. And it's like, no, Donald Trump actually does have a cult. It's called Q and the Anons. This account with a Pepe, like they're the frogs. He's got a tuxedo on, like Donald Trump's got a tuxedo on. He's got the wine glass. There's a wine glass right there. And he's got the name Henry Martinez. The name Henry Martinez apparently in 2014 wrote a paper, uh, and he wrote a paper for NASA. He wrote a paper for NASA, and he just posted the name Cole Allen, and his background is a picture of a painting called, or it belongs to a website called Time Machine. So Donald Trump, there's a book about Donald Trump called The Last President. There's a book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Adventure, where Barron Trump goes to Russia. You know, Amy Eskridge said that the aliens were us from the future. We survive a cataclysm. You know, Amy Eskridge said she was a targeted individual and she was a woman, and the liberals ignore it. You know, it's just like, bro, it's hard to support the liberals when they ignore Amy Eskridge. But then Donald Trump, uh, you know, he stages his fake death again. He's done this like 4 times, and it's just like, you know, I don't know who I'm more mad at, because it's like, you know, it's like idiots really believe this, and like the country is founded on this ridiculous version of Christianity where, you know, the pastors probably said today across this country, God is protecting Donald Trump. You know, it's like, really, how did Donald Trump's like ear not fall off? How did Donald Trump's ear heal so quickly? And it's just like, bro, you don't even need to try like to prove this to people. These are Donald Trump's supporters. These are Donald Trump's supporters pointing out Carolyn Levitt said. She literally said, shots will be fired before the Correspondence Dinner. Like, these people are Satanists. They practice revelation of the method, and they believe if they tell you what's gonna come before it comes, if they tell you their plans before they execute them, then they are relieved of karmic duty. And it's just like, this is a Q person. This is a Donald Trump supporter. And he's saying, yeah, man, it's a show. It's like, and the liberals are like, oh, it's staged. It's staged. Just like, dude, Donald Trump's supporters are saying it's staged. Like, do you not know about the mega earthquake? Do you not know about the book of Revelation? Let's just get into the gematria. I know, you know, people are, it's just like, bro, you can't be a Christian who only goes to church on Easter and Christmas. And that's what these liberals are. They wake up 10 minutes out of the year. Every time Donald Trump fakes an attempt on his life, they wake up and they're like, what? It's like, dude, Carolyn Levitt said shots will be fired. This is a card game from 1995 called I don't even know if I can say it, but it's called the Illuminati card game. It's called the Illuminati card game. This card is from the 90s. It's clearly a picture of Donald Trump yelling. We've all seen him make this face. And let's just read what it says. It says, enough is enough. You've probably heard Donald Trump's and his right-wing supporters say that and tweet that all the time. At any time, at any place, our blank can drop you. Have a nice day. At any time, at any place, our blank can drop you. You know, and it's just like, bruh. Let's get into the gematria. These liberals want to be, you know, they want to wake up for 5 minutes out of the year. Amy Eskridge saying she's a targeted individual. Men were going through her panty drawers. No, no. That's too crazy for us. When a woman says strange men were going through her panty drawer and she's being attacked by EMF weapons. Nope. Like it's like liberals. Like you can't go to church on only Easter. You know, you can't go to church on only Easter. But let's get into the gematria, okay? So this guy Cole Allen, we know he's a Democrat because he donated $25 to Kamala Harris's campaign. $25. Not really a lot of money. Not really a lot of money. Isn't that kind of interesting? He donated $25. Well, isn't that interesting? In Gematria, $25 matches with Butler, Pennsylvania. So he donates $25, and just like the staged Butler attempt on Trump's life, $25 equals Butler, Pennsylvania. $25 equals Butler, Pennsylvania. Like, hello. Like this is kind of obvious. Why are all the media outlets including the fact that he donated $25 to Kamala Harris's campaign in 2024, the year someone tried to off Donald Trump, at the Butler, Pennsylvania rally? $25 equals Butler, Pennsylvania. Last night it was official that Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt, went undrafted. Everyone's laughing at him. Everyone's saying they're hate watching. Diego Pavia undrafted equals Torrance, California in gematria. It's like, dude, this is all a big stage, man. Like, it's not that this, the attempt on Trump's life was staged, dude. It's all staged. It's all staged, man. Like, it's not. And the liberals, they're going to church on Christmas. They're going to church on Easter, and they're wondering why, like, they missed the rest of the Bible readings. They don't see the other homilies, and they're trying to call themselves truthers. They're trying to. It's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. These people are in queue. These people are literally, and you'll make videos about how Donald Trump has a cult, and you won't say the word Q. This is a Q poster. Like, this is a Q poster. And the whole point is to get, I hate to say it, it's to get dumb conservative Christians to believe Donald Trump is being protected by God. He's the second coming of Jesus, and that he's a time traveler. The whole point is to give, Donald Trump these, mythical powers in the eyes of his base, and it's just like, let's get into the real stuff. So this guy, okay, so this guy, he had a video. He had a video. Carolyn Levitt says there's gonna be shots fired. It's just like blatant revelation of the method. They're laughing at you. Like, they're laughing at you. It's just like, but video of Cole Allen in 2017, he made um, he made a wheelchair with an emergency brake on it. So this is making the rounds. Cole Allen made a wheelchair with an emergency brake on it. But look at what this conference was called: Aging into the Future. Aging into the Future. He's from California, a suburb of Los Angeles. Like, the mega earthquake is coming to Los Angeles. And if you think that's a stretch, let's just look at some of the gematria of aging into the future. If you type aging into the future in the gematria calculator, there's two interesting things. One, it equals Operation Warp Speed, and Cole Thomas Allen equals coronavirus. So the first case of coronavirus in America was in Seattle, where they have Microsoft patent 060606. and they have the Space Needle, and obviously Bill Gates loves the jabs. So it's connected to Operation Warp Speed, and his name is an anagram, with coronavirus. But aging into the future is a gematria anagram with Revelation 13. Aging into the future is a gematria anagram with Revelation 13. Let's just read some of this. It's called The Beast Out of the Sea. The Beast Out of the Sea. Like the book of Revelation talks about the mega earthquake. Like when Jesus died, there was a mega earthquake. So Donald Trump is playing the role of Jesus. They've already told us that they're planning on actually doing this to through the Illuminati card game. This has been in the works for decades, more than decades. This has been in the work for more than decades. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. It was called Aging into the Future, which is a gematria anagram with Revelation 13. Revelation 13 talks about the beast coming out of the sea, which is obviously the tsunami from the biblical mega earthquake. So in the Bible, it says the Antichrist has a fatal wound, and the fatal wound shall heal. But while the Antichrist is down, they have a mega earthquake. But let's look at this. It says, uh, it exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf and made the earth and all its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. So it was called Aging into the Future, which is an anagram with the beast out of the sea, the book of Revelation 13. And it said, whose fatal wound had been healed. So if we look at this, at any time, at any place, R blank can drop you. And the liberals wonder why Donald Trump has had 4 fake attempts on his life. It's because, just like Carolyn Levitt said, shots are going to be fired. This is predictive programming for when Donald Trump actually goes down. Donald Trump is the Antichrist. That's why he's doing all this work to convince his Christian religious followers that he's protected by God. All the pastors and all the religious people said that, Donald Trump being shot in the ear, even though somehow his ear, like the fatal wound in his ear, had been healed. So Donald Trump's going to actually go down. One of these days, Donald Trump is going to actually go down. And while he is down, there is going to be a mega earthquake, the beast out of the sea. The mega earthquake is the Cascadia subduction zone mega earthquake. In the Bible, in the book of Matthew, it says while Jesus was on the cross dying, there was a mega earthquake after he died. In the book of Revelation, it talks about multiple mega earthquakes, and it says that there's a fatal wound to the beast, but the fatal wound shall be healed. So this is all predictive programming. It's not just that, Trump, like faking his death is staged. Like everyone should know this. But it's just kind of funny. I mean, you look at Trump and his supporters. He ran on, deporting all the illegal immigrants, and like that's done. We're not doing that anymore. He ran on these tariffs. All the tariffs got refunded, so we paid the higher prices. And then the companies that charge the higher prices are getting their tariffs refunded. He had in February of 2025, he gave all the binders out for the Epstein Files release Part 1 to the right wing social media influencers. The binders didn't have anything in them at all, and there was no Epstein Files release Part 2. The Part 2 release was that The part two release was that they were just called a hoax. Like it was literally just called a hoax. So Donald Trump's supporters believed that he was saving the children. They happily said what we saw in Texas on the 4th of July last year with those floods, Hurricane Helene flooding out the satanic Biltmore estate, Hurricane Milton flooding out Disney World. They proudly believe, and they know about this mega earthquake more than me. And the everyone, what's crazy is Donald Trump's biggest supporters in Q. They know, they know Donald Trump is going to fake his death. They know he's gonna fake his death. Like they're laughing at you, man. Like they're like the liberals like coming and waking up and saying like, "Oh, this is staged. This is staged." Donald Trump's supporters know this is staged. We have all these stories about, the UFO and the UAP researchers. Cole Allen worked as a NASA fellow. So he has a title as a NASA fellow. NASA fellow Cole Thomas Allen equals Secret Service special agent. And he shot a member of the Secret Service. NASA fellow Cole Thomas Allen equals Secret Service special agent. He donated $25 to Kamala Harris's campaign in 2024 when Donald Trump got shot in the ear, and $25 equals Butler, Pennsylvania. The staged attempt happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. But the liberals, they ignore Donald Trump's Q cult. They ignore the fact that Donald Trump is the Antichrist. And like if you know, like I legitimately know probably 10 or 15 hardcore Donald Trump Q supporters who believe that he's gonna fake his death. Like, and is this gonna work on the average Donald Trump supporter? Is this gonna boost his polls? Are the conservative Christians gonna believe that Trump is being protected by Jesus, and the radical left is the enemy? Maybe. Is it a distraction from the Epstein files, the lack of mass deportations? There's no border wall. And he ran on no new wars and started a war in Iran. The goal of the war is to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, which was already open, and we just bring out this red herring that Iran's got a nuclear weapon, which they don't, and then they keep saying the war is over, which it isn't, and it's just like, you know. But I think the big enemy is the radical left. Like in this situation, the big enemy is the radical left because they keep trying to wake up, but like you can't be a truther once a year. If you ignore Amy Eskridge, then honestly, when Donald Trump, fakes his death, you can go fuck yourself.